Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be teaching you how to customize your weapons and customize your created class within Cold War Zombies. Now, I'm going to have a separate video talking to you about the skills, talking about gestures, talking about challenges, talking about operators, and talking about everything from the base level of the game straight into the actual gameplay for Black Ops Cold War Zombies, Maschine, everything you need to know about Black Ops Cold War Zombies. This is the place you want to be. I can guarantee it with the absolute most elite guides on the YouTubes. And I forgot to ask you, how are your meatballs? That being said, again, today I'm going to be talking to you in this video about the starting weapons and the created class and kind of how that works, because it's been watered down, but now there's more depth to the watered down version, which probably doesn't make too much sense, but you're going to understand what I'm saying right now. Before we get into that, though, I do want to say two things very quickly. I stream on Twitch, Zombies on Twitch, every single day for about 5 to 10, and now with Cold War Zombies out, probably 12 to 15 hours at a time, so make sure you're following over on Twitch at twitch.tv/JoeMatt123, link down below in the description. I stream every single day, always Zombies. You guys have been absolutely killing it lately. We're going to go nuts with Cold War, I know that for a fact, so make sure you come out to the streams, let's have some fun. And then the second thing is, simply by the end of this video, if you did enjoy it, by the end of it, make sure you drop it a thumbs up, as well as make sure you are subscribed if you're excited for the rest of the Black Ops Cold War Zombies Elite Guides. Let's jump into the video now, the created class section in Cold War. So basically, once you jump into the Zombies lobby, this is what you'll see, and you're going to basically want to go over, tab over using the R1 button on your controller, go to the loadout section, and then from there, you're going to notice that the first option up there is create a class. And now, I'm not going to customize custom 1, we'll just do custom 2, okay? So, you can customize any of these. Once you spawn into the game, that's when you actually pick your class. And here's the cool thing about Cold War Zombies, you have 5 different custom classes for your weapons, and since it doesn't change perks or anything like that, like Black Ops 4 Zombies, because like I said, it's a lot more watered down, for the better, but there's more depth to it, right? So, if you die in game, if you're playing a co-op game of zombies, and you die out, you can actually change the class of the weapon you spawn in with. So, for example, you can decide, okay, custom class 1, as soon as I spawn into the map, you get to pick your class, just like when you spawn into a multiplayer game, you get to pick your class, and I'll show you off that probably at the end of the video. But if you die out, you can hit options, change class, and then when you spawn back in, you can spawn in with, for example, the stoner. Maybe you want to spawn in with an LMG, even though it's going to still be of the lowest rarity, and it's going to essentially be similar, very similar, not the same exact thing, but very similar to spawning it with a pistol. You may want to spawn in with an automatic weapon, and you have the option to do that, which is really awesome. And then just to note, in Cold War Zombies, there's 5 different rarity levels, and out of the 5 different rarity levels, you only spawn in with a gray weapon. I think it's called Common, right? That's the lowest rarity. You will not get a lot. You're not going to get very far with this weapon level. Hence why they let you pick from any weapon in the game, not only to attract new players, but even for the old players, if they want to use that 1911, they can, because it's still good compared to the other weapons. They're all balanced out because they're all the same weapon rarity level. And as you level up any single weapon, including the 1911, to the next level and to the next rarity, it will get better. But just note that on spawn, whenever you're using your created class, that weapon in your created class will always be of the lowest rarity, and that's to avoid it being extremely overpowered. And I can tell you for a fact that it definitely does balance out, and having the 1911 and having an LMG, for example, is about the same thing. So if you want to spawn in with the 1911, you do that. If you want to spawn in with an LMG, just have something automatic, something a little bit heavier that will do a little bit better job than the 1911. Obviously not too much, because like I said, same weapon level, same weapon rarity, but if you want to spawn in with that, you have the option to. But anyways, okay, so from your Zombies main menu, you're going to go to loadouts by tabbing over, then just select create a class, and we're going to just select custom 2, right? Then from there, you have really 3 different options. Okay, so you have your starting weapon, you have your field upgrade, and you have the Gunsmith. So we're going to go over the field upgrades first, since that's the simplest one, and I'm going to have a video talking about a bunch of different upgrade stuff, like I said, everything literally inside and out for this game, relating to the actual menus and stuff like that, and then including, of course, Maschine with all the elite guides, the solo Easter egg, all that crap. You guys already know I got you covered. But anyways, when you hit the field upgrade option, you have the Frost Blast, Energy Mine, Ether Shroud, Healing Aura, Ring of Fire. These are your 5 different specialist weapons on launch, and there will be more as the game's life cycle goes on, right? And you're going to notice that on launch, you only have, or on, as soon as you start playing Zombies, you only have 1 to work with. But as soon as you hit level 9, you unlock the second one. Once you hit level 15, you unlock the third one, and then so on and so forth. As you go through the levels, you begin to unlock more and more specialist weapons. So on launch, just know that you're going to be stuck with the Frost Blast. At least that's how it is right now with my copy. So keep that in mind. But in the future, once you level up, this is how you go in. Again, you just go to your creative class, just like you're going to customize your weapon. You hit on your specialist weapon, and bang, you change it to whatever you want. So in this case, I have to pick Frostblast. I'll do that. One thing I do want to mention, though, is on the bottom, it says 1 Ethereum crystals available. And in order, I'm already on level 1, right? That's where you start. That's the base version. Blast lasts 3 seconds longer, continuing to slow down enemies. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. That's a little weird. But anyways, you're gonna notice that there's 3 different levels to these to this specialist weapon, to the what's it called, to the ammo mods, literally everything in the game. Yes, Deadwire has 3 different levels. The perks have three different levels. The specialists have 3 different levels, and that again will be will be upgradable over time. Sorry, I haven't slept in 24 hours. So we're just grinding straight through. But over time, as you play, you will earn more Ethereum crystals on milestone rounds, which in my time playing has been around 10. So I'm assuming maybe around 10 and every 5 after that, or every 10 rounds after that, maybe something like that. You'll start to earn Ethereum crystals, in which case you'll be able to upgrade your stuff. But again, I'll have a separate video on that. Just wanted to dive into that quickly. That's why you'll notice that you're only on level 1 at first, and it says ×2, ×3 to unlock the different levels of almost each and every single thing in the game. But that's the specialist. That's how you just simply go in, you tap on the specialist, you pick what you want, and that's that. The upgrades are done in a separate menu anyways, but I just wanted to again briefly touch on that. Also, as kind of like a little teaser onto the future videos. If you don't know what's going on there, you can watch those videos. And also, again, I'll have a Cold War Zombies playlist down below in the description, as well as all the Maschine videos in there as well. This way you guys can get the best of both worlds. I will put all the on-disc guides with the Maschine playlist as well, just to clear things up, and in the Cold War Zombies playlist. But yeah, that's that. Anyways, moving to the next section, this is the most important, right? We have the starting weapon. If we hit on the starting weapon right here, then you're going to notice that we have these different things right here: assault rifle, submachine guns, tac rifle, LMG, sniper rifles, pistols, shotguns. You have every single weapon category in the game, and as you continue to level up, you will be able to pick different weapons in the game. So you have the 1911, you have at least one of each weapon category to use on launch, and then again as you level up. So for example, I'm level 5. Once I hit level 7, I'll unlock the AK-47 as a starting weapon, and all I have to simply do is hover over it. So for example, we'll do the MP5, right? Say I want to switch to the MP5, I simply just tab over through the weapon categories, get to SMGs, and I hit my select button, and the MP5 selected. Now, where the depth is added to the simplified creative class section, right, is where you go to the Gunsmith. You have attachments, appearance, and weapon mastery. So you can reach max weapon level for the MP5 and get yourself attachments and different master stuff like that, different calling cards, whatever. That's not really too important to me. These are the 2 important tabs you guys have to worry about: attachments and appearance. So attachments are attachments, just like an MP. You can add any one of these attachments on your weapon. It's just that you have to level up. And no, it's not level up your character. Again, and this is maybe where a few people get a little confused. You'll notice that I'm level 5. If you look on the top right hand corner of your screen, you'll notice that I'm actually level 5 in zombies, right? But I don't have this unlocked, and it says level 2. Why? Well, simply I haven't gotten to level 2 with the MP5 yet. Once I use the MP5 and an upgrade or level up to that specific level, which would be level 2, then I will unlock this attachment. And as I go onward and upward and continue to use the MP5, I'll obviously upgrade and keep leveling up the weapon. So eventually, say I use it for 5 games in a row, and eventually I reach level 12. Say I use it for the whole game and I get level 12. I will then be able to throw this optic on my weapon, and then any other attachments that come below level 12, I'd be able to throw on each other respective category. As you can see, it's not just linearly right down the list. You unlock an optic. This one's at level 7, the first attachment, level 2, level 3, level 4, there you go. It just goes one down the list all the way across. So it's level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how it seems to go, and then it just cycles back again down through the stack, and that's how you unlock attachments. But again, all you got to know is the more you use your weapon, the more you level it up, and the more attachments you'll have unlocked for it. And then this is separate and distinct from your zombies player level. That's important to note, because you have to level up your zombies player level in order to unlock different starting weapons. But in order to unlock attachments for each individual starting weapon, you must just use that individual weapon and upgrade that. And another important thing to note is that in multiplayer, if you use any of these weapons, the weapon progression carries over, and this also includes Warzone. Any weapons you use in other game modes with Cold War will carry over. Any weapon progression will carry over. So if I went to Cold War MP and I used the MP5 like all day, right, and I got it leveled up, my attachments would be available on my MP5 for me to use. That still carries over. I'm not exactly sure how the progression scaling is. That's irrelevant. All you got to know is that the more you play, with the weapon, regardless of what mode, the more you will level it up, because weapon level is constant throughout each and every single mode. And again, just to clarify, if I'm level 5 with my MP5 in multiplayer, once I say I only play multiplayer, right, and I want to jump over to zombies, I will still be level 5 when I go over to zombies with this MP5, or vice versa. Say I'm level 5 with it in zombies and I want to go to MP. As soon as I jump on MP, I'll be level 5 with this MP5, which is awesome. But anyways, that's kind of how you pick attachments and stuff like that, right? So I'm just gonna use this as an example, since I have some attachments for it. Let's go over to the pistols. I'll select the 1911. I'll go to Gunsmith and I'll select an optic. You'll notice that I'm on what? I'm on weapon level 2 in the top right hand corner of your screen. You're probably able to see it says weapon level 2, which means that I have unlocked this first attachment right here that I can apply to this. Bang, there you go. Now if I want to add a camo onto my weapon, I simply tab on over to the appearance section. I hit camo, and then if I have any camos unlocked, they would appear right here. And if you actually look at this, right, so this category is unlocked, the other ones are locked. If you hit the spray section, right, or this is just the first section, any section, it'll then show you what you have to do to get each individual camo in this level. And then eventually, once I hit level 5, as you can see right under the camos, right over here, right, under the camos that you see on your screen that are locked between the 1911 and between the list of different camos that I'm scrolling through right here, there's the camos right there. Under that, it says level 5. Once I hit level 5 with this weapon, that will unlock these camo challenges, where I have to get 5 headshot medals, and I can start unlocking these camos as well. These are not obtainable until I first unlock this weapon level. So I don't have to get through all these camos first. All I have to do is upgrade the weapon level, and that will allow me to obtain more camos because of my weapon level unlocking this. So once I hit level 15, for example, I don't have to have any of these other camos unlocked in order to unlock these. I just have to get to level 15 in order to even have a chance to access these, basically. And that's in terms of each individual weapon level. That's for every single weapon in the game, which may sound annoying, but hey, it's a grind, and that's what makes it fun. And that, my friends, is pretty much it. That is a created class system within Cold War Zombies. That is how you pick your starting weapon. That is how you pick your field upgrade. And that is how you customize your starting weapon. Add attachments to it. Add camos to it. An explanation of how weapon progression works throughout the game. Of how the created class works. And now on your screen, I will leave a clip of me spawning into the game and just using this and picking the starting weapon and showing you how you can change it if you want to in game. So let's do that right now. Okay, so here we are inside the game, and you're going to notice right away, before you even touch anything in game, you have to pick what weapon you want to spawn in with. So as you can see, you now have your different custom created classes that you preset, and then you have a few bonus custom classes that you can pick from. And this actually includes, so if you want to try out some of the other specialist weapons, you can do that via these different created classes already preset for you in game. And it automatically gives you custom created class 1, I'm assuming, but there you go. So right now I'm in game, right? I'm in game now with this 1911. I picked this class. I can't go back, right? No, that's wrong. I can actually pause the game, go on over to change class, and you're going to notice that I will be able to change whatever class I want. And you're going to actually notice here that I have a bonus different class. They give you an extra 2 when you're in game to customize, I guess, if you want, on top of these. This way you don't have to mess with these. But not only, again, this is another thing I didn't even realize. You can actually customize your class in game. So not only could you pick your class before you spawn into the game, or as you spawn into the game, you pick your class, right? You preset it before you go in. Then once you're in the game, you pick your class. Then you can change your class in game by, again, just hitting options, going to change class, and then you have your different custom loadouts, and you can even customize down here if you want to just keep a special in game class. But say I wanted to customize that one I was customizing, custom 2, I simply hold triangle or the top button on my controller right here. How you doing? How are you, meatballs? You hold this button right here, and then it'll go ahead and it'll bring you to the customized menu, just as you saw in the main menus. Be able to add attachments, change your, I believe, even change your specialists and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it. That is awesome, my friends. That is how all this works in Cold War Zombies. If you guys want a full Cold War Zombies, Maschine, solo Easter egg elite guide, or any other Black Ops Cold War Zombies elite guides and stuff like that, make sure you go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to have you guys cover on all fronts, as well as have some awesome content for you. I love you all. Take care of your meatballs.